Hey drummers, it's Rob Litton here from drumstheword.com. Welcome to this completely free full video song lesson. This was a popular suggestion over on my Facebook page. If you want to make your own song suggestions, then you can go over there to do so. You'll find the link to my page beneath this video. A great beginner song, but I'm going to show you some little extra things you can do as well. The song Bad Moon Rising by Creedence Clearwater Revival, drummed by Doug Clifford. I've got both pages of the PDF that you can download from my website. You'll find a link to these pages beneath this video. So definitely have these two printed out in front of you as we go through this together. It's going to make things a lot easier for you to understand. And like I say, it's a really simple song for beginners, this, but with any sort of song that a drummer does, when they perform it live, they sort of play around with it a little bit. I won't be showing you what Doug plays live, but I sort of show you, inject sort of my own ideas, how you can sort of make it perhaps a little bit more musical, perhaps a little bit more fun to play as well. But on the recording, very, very simple. It shows a very mature drummer that can sort of play that simply for an entire song. He sticks to one sort of pattern. The verse is a sort of drum beat, the chorus is a sort of drum beat, and there's only one drum fill at the very end of the song, so we'll talk about that when we get to it. First of all, we got the intro, and we've got 2 bars of guitar, and then Doug comes in with the last 2 bars of that line. This is our basic drum beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. On the recording, it sounds like he's doing some extra hi-hat stuff. I'm not sure what that is, percussion or some sort of, perhaps the guitar being strummed, I'm not sure. But I was able to find an isolated drum track of this recording, so I can tell you for a fact that Doug is just basically playing no crash cymbals, no extra hi-hat notes. If you want to sort of play a shuffle at this tempo, it's quite an upbeat song, so you struggle a little bit to play that for the full 2.5 minutes. Not impossible, but you could do that if you wanted to. But anyway, that's what he's playing. And then for the verse, the second line of the page here, he plays like a 4-bar pattern. So bars 1, 3 and 4, the 1, 2, 3, 4. But then in bar 2, we get this 1 and 2, 3, 4. We have our first sense of the triplet being played, because this song is swung. Hence why you can play a shuffle on the hi-hat and make it sound like it fits the music. So for that second bar, we get 1 and 2, 3. That second bass drum there before beat 2 is on the 3rd note of the triplet. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. At this sort of tempo, if you're inexperienced with your drumming ears, you might be able to just play. But I can definitely hear the difference there. You're playing 1 and rather than 1 and. So 1 is straight where you're playing 2 notes evenly, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2. But the correct way is to swing it where you're playing that those bass drums, you're filling them in groups of 3, 1 and 2, 3, 4. So just very briefly, just to show you what I mean, if I put the 2 together, and back again, hopefully you can hear the difference there. The tempo didn't change, it's just the lilt of the bass drum, whether we're filling in triplets or whether we're feeling it evenly as 8th notes. So that 4-bar drum beat gets played. And then repeated for the next 4 bars. Second line, exactly the same 4-bar pattern being played twice for the second line. Then we go into the chorus, staying on the hi-hats. A new sort of pattern emerges. He plays, first of all, a 2-bar pattern. So this time the bass drum, the swing, the extra bass drum note occurs just before beat 4 rather than beat 2. So it's happening halfway through the bar now. 1, 2, 3 and 4. In the verse it was 1 and 2, 3, 4. Now it's 1, 2, 3 and 4. Exactly the same. It's just starting it on beat 3. The triplet occurs on beat 3 rather than beat 1. The only difference there. Then bars 3 and 4 are exactly the same as bars 1 and 2. And the last 4 bars of each chorus, I believe, we'll see as we go through the chart, just 4-bar bars of the basic groove. And then you're into your next verse. So before I play this up to speed for you, let me just talk about some ideas. So what you could do is you could play some crash cymbals at the beginning of each line of the verses and the choruses. So perhaps you could come in with the intro, ding, 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 da, boom, ba. And then I moved into the second line now after those 2 bars of the intro. The other thing you could do is perhaps play a little drum fill at the end of each line, the end of each verse line, and of course the end of each chorus line going into the chorus. I'm going to show you an example of that. You could play some basic drum fills. I'm playing ample, and you can hear it swung still. 1, 2, 3. Going into the verses, but then perhaps going into the chorus, you perhaps want to play something a little bit more fancy. I'm playing not really a beginner lick that, so don't worry too much about that, but for the more intermediate drummers, you could play something like. The second thing you can do there is you can move to the ride cymbal for the choruses, perhaps step the hi-hat on beats 2 and 4. Throw in some little jazzy bits on the ride cymbal in a swing style, sort of make it a bit more interesting. Put in your drum fills every 4 bars for the choruses. Don't forget those crash cymbals at the beginning of each of the line. So all kinds of cool ideas you could be doing to make this song a bit more interesting to play, perhaps a bit more interesting for people to listen to as well. It's a matter of opinion. I mean, the song isn't about the drums, it's about the great melody and the vocals, and the drums are just there to sort of support that. But if you want to make it more fun for yourself, then you could do those kind of things. So let me play for you, let's say, I'm going to play like half the page, you'll see what I mean. So I'm going to play. Well, what I'll do first of all is I'll play the intro, verse 1, chorus 1, how it occurs on the page. So let's hear that now. And now with me showing off a little bit, perhaps overplaying it in parts, perhaps throwing in a few 2 extra little ding-da-ding-da-ding extras on the hi-hats and open hi-hats as well. I didn't talk about that, but you could open the hi-hats in parts. Anyway, here's me sort of overplaying it perhaps, in your opinion. I'll play like the first 3/4 of the page. Here we go. So we've pretty much got the song down now, so we're just going to take a look through each of the sections. So verse 2 is the same as verse 1 with the structure of a 4-bar pattern being played twice on each line. Chorus 2, same as chorus 1. The guitar solo is basically the verse, and there is some difference here. So if you take a look at the second line, the bottom line of the guitar solo, we get second bar, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then Doug does this rather musical thing which goes with the guitar solo. In bars 4, 5 and 6 he plays that bar 3 times. So if you want to play this note for note, then be aware that that's the only difference there in the song that I can think of. We'll see on the second page. He plays that bar 3 times in a row there on that second line. Then on to page 3, verse 3, back to our 4-bar structure for 2 lines. Chorus 3, it's basically the chorus idea all the way to the end, except the very last 2 bars. So for the last 2 bars of the chorus, we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. For bar 7, we get instead this 1, 2, 3, and 4. So remember when I talked about that drum fill, and 4 and? Well, instead of playing the and, I'm just playing and 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, left, right. That's the sticking I recommend you use. 1, 2, 3, and 4. My right hand is just coming down to the snare drum for beat 4. So that's how you can sort of tell you're in time and the left hand's coming in correctly. Your right hand comes down for beat 4 as if you were playing the hi-hat. And that's all it ends with, a crash cymbal. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1. So the last 4 bars, 2, 1, I count it out loud this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now, just before we finish, let me play that last line for you, chorus 3, up to speed. So there you go, classic song, very, very easy to play along to, but of course, as I said earlier on in the video, you can sort of make it a bit more interesting for yourself if you wanted to by adding in some extra cool stuff, crash cymbals, right, all that stuff we talked about. Don't forget to download both pages of the PDF from my website. You'll find the link beneath this video. They're for free, so just have these printed out if you haven't already. And while you're at a website, you might want to consider signing up to become an online member. And what I currently offer for £97 is a full year's online access to every single full video song lesson I've ever recorded and transcribed. And that's over 550 full video song lessons where just like this lesson, they usually last a bit longer than this though, I take you through every single bar of the song. You get the fully transcribed PDF drum chart. I've got over 100 beginner song lessons up on the website already and at least one other Creedence drum lesson as well. So if you're a Creedence fan, there's another lesson on the website. I think it's it's on the tip of my tongue, Something Sun. You'll find it if you search through the website. I said thank you for signing up. I'll give you hundreds more videos on top of that, teaching you many, many famous drum beats, fills, and even drum solos. I'll give you 3 ebooks I've written over the years containing hundreds more famous beats, fills, and solos. And then over the year of your subscription, you also gain instant online access to all the new material that I upload for my members. And I record new lessons every week unless I'm ill or on holiday. So you've got lots of cool stuff to look forward to over the year of your subscription. But if you've got any questions about that, then you can email me, rob@drumstheword.com. And until our next drum lesson together, doodle pip and happy drumming to you.